On, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and Captain Marvel's trailer from the other night. Still, I watched it again. Still boring. Still not very good. And I don't know. I don't know if the movie is going to be good, if it's going to be bad, right? But just the trailer didn't wow me. It's entirely possible it has everything to do with the fact that what we see of Carol Danvers in the trailer is just a hardened hero warrior sort of situation, Kree whole thing that hasn't quite returned to her roots yet, or discovered her human side. I don't know. Anything is possible. But what's really funny, though, is the debate that's kind of taken over this. A lot of people who've been critical of the Captain Marvel trailer have been getting hit with a lot of interesting comments, myself included. But what's really interesting is how David Sandberg, the director of Shazam, decided to have a little bit of fun at the expense of Marvel's upcoming film. In fact, Shazam director throws some shade at Captain Marvel over fan excitement. Now, it says, while never extending to the levels it does among fans, every once in a while, the people making Marvel and DC movies will play into the competition between the two companies. After the premiere of the latest Captain Marvel trailer this week, David F. Sandberg, the director of Shazam, decided to throw a little shade Carol Danvers' way to let everyone know which 2019 solo superhero film fans are really excited for. Now, the thing to consider with this, I mean, this is true. The thing to really consider with this, though, is the fact that this is not like just something that was made up. This is a real poll from Variety that he is screen capping, a real poll that Variety put out there on its Twitter asking the question. And this is what he said. Pony Smasher on Instagram, which is David F. Sandberg. A new Captain Marvel trailer dropped last night. Which superhero movie are you most excited for in 2019? 12% said Captain Marvel, 54% Avengers 4, 29% Shazam, and 5% Spider-Man Far From Home, with him saying here, hashtag the original Captain Marvel. Now, that is clearly throwing some shade. That is clearly throwing some shade, but let's kind of take that to a broader implication, right? Not just the, Captain Marvel's original name was Shazam. Oh, no, or Shazam's original name was Captain Marvel. Sorry, I got that backwards. Don't crucify me in the comments. But think about that, right? Fans, Variety, on Twitter, 4,051 people on Twitter responded with with Captain Marvel being the least wanted to see movie coming out in 2019. Spider-Man Far From Home opens at with 2 weeks left to go of 2018, so it kind of does and doesn't account. But also the 5% on that one, what that also implies is the fact that even though there is a lot of people that want to see Spider-Man Far From Home, and they're not going to actually go see it. Right? Like it doesn't have as widespread of an appeal as it should. And that has a lot to do with the fact, I think, of Miles Morales. And again, not criticizing the character, but it's Sony's marketing on the movie. And that is what it is. So Captain Marvel only pulling in 12% and Shazam pulling in 29%. Think about that for a second, right? The trailers that were shown, the two trailers that were shown for Shazam, were both very comedic in nature, showing off the fact that it's very much big, but in the DC world. You know, you had Zach Levy doing the Fortnite floss dance, you know, and that was in the trailer. That was a joke. People liked it. People they like to laugh. It's something that's different coming out of DC. It's a different type of film, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. They've emphasized the fun, right? And the expressiveness of the main actor. Let's be fair. The expressiveness of the main actor. Then you get two trailers for Captain Marvel, and they're both relatively similar. I mean, there's a couple little extra scenes in Captain Marvel, but ultimately, it's still just kind of like more like, you know, boring Carol Danvers, boring Captain Marvel, doesn't want to be there, doesn't have any interest to be there, doesn't sell the story from the main character's perspective. And like I said, we don't know if that's just what we've seen, because what they've really kind of shown us ultimately is like the first act of the movie in regards to her stuff and dealing with Nick Fury and everything else. But we don't really see much else. And that's going to be a problem. In fact, I would very much think that the next international trailer for Captain Marvel is going to be a lot of Carol Danvers smiling up a storm, you know, and then dancing around and dancing a jig and shooting Krees with their superpower arms, you know, and everything else. But this just goes to show you that there's more of an interest. There is more of an interest in Shazam than Captain Marvel. And that's got to be making Marvel feels to me. Now, it's only Variety and it's only a Twitter poll. There's that. Let's be fair. It's only that. All right. But The way that movie punditry likes to operate is they like to operate by using those small sample sizes to extrapolate them to the way that the larger industry, the larger movie going public fares on these things, right? How they feel. But I do have a feeling that Shazam is going to actually do better than Captain Marvel. I've said for a long time, Captain Marvel is probably not going to gross much more than Ant-Man did, the first Ant-Man movie. It's not that we're beyond origin stories. It's just that it's the movie leading into Avengers with two, that might make it do well because people are excited, but I don't think it's going to have as big of a pull as they want. Right. I just don't think it's going to happen. And then Shazam is the next movie coming out after Aquaman, which then elevates the fun factor, elevates the CG, all that stuff. So it's kind of directing and plotting a new course. And I think that the underdog aspect of Shazam versus Captain Marvel is going to also help it gross more money. And if it's good and gets good word of mouth, it's going to do well. Right now, the word of mouth about Captain Marvel on YouTube, not very high. Not very high. And it's not that YouTubers are the end of the world or they the be all end all of this kind of stuff, but they do have influence. And again, look at, let's say, the fandom menace in Star Wars and how that has kind of maybe hurt Solo a little bit and kind of damaged the brand. I do think that people out there have more of a pull than others out there want to admit. And I think that the response to Captain Marvel's trailer has a bit more of an impact than they want to admit. And this particular poll, the day the trailer came out and it's still showing that Shazam is trending higher, shows you where people are. And it's not that they're bad people. It's not that they're bigoted or misogynist people or nothing like that. It has everything to do with the fact that they just don't like the product. Now, the question is, how will Marvel respond to this? How will DC respond to this? We don't know yet. But I invite you guys to post your thoughts below. If you made it this far, type in Marvel in the chat, or Shazam in the chat, whatever. I don't care. Let's go with Shazam. Let's go with Shazam. You can always call in to our voicemail line at 818-350-3281. It's 818-350-3281. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.